Are you tired of bad lighting? Tired of spending good money on camera, lenses, different equipment, only for your videos still to look flat? Tired of setting up lights that are either too harsh, too complicated, or just don't give enough flexibility? And are you tired of every video looking exactly the same because your lighting setup can only do one thing? If any of that sounds familiar, then this might be exactly the kind of lighting kit worth looking at. Today I'm reviewing the GVM 800D RGB 2 light kit, and instead of just reading off the specs, I want to show you why lights like this matter when creating content. Because lighting can either make your content feel polished, creative, and intentional, or it can make everything feel cheap, inconsistent, and honestly, kind of forgettable. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about what these lights are, how they fit into a creator setup, what I like, what I don't like, and whether they're actually worth it if you want better looking content without overcomplicating your workflow. So this is the GVM 800D RGB 2 light kit. And what makes this kit interesting right away is that it's trying to solve more than one problem. Problem number one, boring, flat lighting. Problem number two, lights that only do one thing. And problem number three, creator gear that sounds versatile, but in reality just adds more setup time and more frustration. What GVM is trying to do here is give you a pair of lights that can handle both your standard clean white lighting and more creative RGB lighting without needing two completely different systems. That's why I think a lot of creators are drawn to kits like this, because most of us are not filming in giant studios. We're filming in bedrooms, home offices, living rooms, spare rooms, apartments. So every piece of equipment has to earn its place. Inside the kit, you're getting 2 LED panels, 2 standard power adapters, diffusers, and a carrying case. So right away, this is meant to be a complete setup, not just one light that leaves you needing to buy 5 more things before you can actually use it. And that really matters, because one of the biggest pain points with lighting is not just the light itself, it's whether the whole setup feels easy enough that you'll actually use it consistently. If your equipment is annoying to set up, you'll avoid using it. If it takes too long, you'll cut corners. And if you cut corners with lighting, your content usually looks like it. That's where this kit starts to make sense. It's compact, it's pretty straightforward, and it gives you enough flexibility to do more than just one look. In fact, I'm going to change the look for you. Now on paper, the features are solid. You've got a color temperature range from 3200 Kelvin to 5600 Kelvin, full RGB hue control, brightness adjustment, app control, and the option to run these off AC power or MPF batteries. That means these lights are built to let you go from warm to cool, neutral to dramatic, practical to creative, without consistently changing your whole setup. And I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons a light like this can be very useful, because creative content changes. One day you're filming a clean talking head video, the next day you want a moody background, or you want to do a product shoot. You might have to do a setup that feels more cinematic. The more flexible your lighting is, the more content can evolve without you having to start over every time. And let's be real for a second. A lot of creators don't actually have a lighting problem. They have a flexibility problem. They have one light that only looks decent in one position, or one light that works for one type of video but falls apart for the second. They try to do something more creative, or they have a setup that technically works but everything ends up looking the same every single time they hit record. That's why RGB lights became so popular. Not because every creator suddenly became a cinematographer, but because people wanted options. They wanted to make their videos feel more intentional, more professional, more styled, like it was actually some creative decisions behind it. And that's where the GVM 800D kit starts becoming more interesting than just being an LED panel setup. Now, in regular white light mode, this is probably where most people are actually going to use these the most. And that's important because no matter how cool the RGB is, if the standard white light looks bad, none of the extra features really matter. For YouTube videos, interviews, tutorials, podcasts, live stream, or any kind of talking head content, the bicolor range is one of the strongest practical features here. Being able to go warmer or cooler gives you more control over the mood of the shot and helps you work better in different spaces. If your room has warmer lights, you can lean warmer. If you want a cleaner daylight look, you can lean cooler. And when you have two lights instead of one, you can start shaping the image a lot better. One can be a key light, the other can be a rim light or a background light, like how I'm doing it now. It's a little bright, but for this, that's okay. That alone gives your footage a more polished look. And I'm also recording on a super wide lens, my 16-35, just to give you the BTS of the setup. So in my main shot, you can see the hair light bouncing off of the back of my head and the side of my face right here. But in the behind the scenes shot, you can actually see where the light is positioned. And I think that's one of the biggest upgrades people notice when they move beyond cheap lighting. It's not just the image gets better, it's the image gets depth. Your subject separates from the background, your face looks more intentional, the room feels more designed. This light bouncing off me helps create the depth that I'm looking for. And overall, your content starts looking less accidental, and that's major because people may not always know why your videos look better, but they absolutely feel it. Now let's talk about the RGB side because this is where the lights become more fun. With RGB control, you can start adding color to your background, creating contrast in the frame, or giving your videos a completely different mood depending on what you're filming. Right now, I have my RGB light to the left over here, and I'm using the blue color. I've got an accent lamp right here, just adding contrast to the image. And that's where a lot of creators can really level up visually. Instead of every video looking flat and neutral, now you can give your background some life. You can create a cooler tech look, a warmer cinematic look, a bold, colorful YouTube setup, or just enough separation in the shot to make the whole frame feel more premium. And since this is a 2-light kit, you've got more room to play. You can keep one light clean on your face like I'm doing right now and use the second light as a background accent, and that's the blue RGB over there. Or you can use both lights creatively and completely change the feel of the scene. Right now I have my key light as a pink hue. We have the other background light still blue, and I have my accent lamp, which is orange. This kind of flexibility is a big deal when you're trying to get more mileage out of one setup. Because here's the truth, good lighting is not just about being seen. It's about controlling attention. It's about telling the viewer where to look. It's about the mood that you're trying to create, and it's about the style that you want to portray. It's about making a simple room feel more cinematic, more intentional, and more engaging. And if your lighting can't help you do that, your content hits a ceiling really fast. That's why a light kit like this can actually be more useful than something more basic. Not because it's the most powerful light in the world, because it gives creators more creative control without making things too complicated. It's budget friendly, and for the price point, you're getting a very good product. Now, in terms of setup and usability, this kind of kit makes sense for solo creators. It's pretty straightforward. Mount the lights, power them up, dial in your settings, and you're ready to go. And the app control helps too, because anytime you can make adjustments without constantly walking back to the light, that's always a win, especially if you're filming alone, like how I'm doing this right now. Anything that helps speed up the testing and experimenting is useful, because when the workflow is smoother, you spend less time messing with your equipment and more time actually creating. And that's the whole point. Now, to keep this honest, these are still budget-friendly creator lights. So if you're expecting ultra premium build quality, crazy output, or top-tier professional precision, that's probably not what this is. These make more sense for creators who want versatility, convenience, and a better looking setup without going all the way into much more expensive gear. And honestly, that's a huge category of people. That's why I took these lights and I made this video for you. My YouTubers, content creators, live streamers, small business owners. We have a lot of people creating digital courses, podcasters, anyone building out a home studio and wanting more control over how their videos look. For that kind of user, this kit makes a lot of sense. I think the real value of the GVM 800D 2-light kit is that it helps solve a very common creator problem. You want your setup to feel more intentional. You want more than one look, and you don't want the process to become so technical that it kills your momentum every time you film. That's where this kit fits. It gives you options. It gives you white light and RGB in one setup. It gives you portability, and it gives you enough flexibility to grow creatively without replacing your whole lighting system right away. So, are these lights worth it? I say yes for the right person. If you're tired of flat lighting, tired of limited setups, and tired of your videos always looking the same, the GVM 800D RGB 2-light kit gives you a lot more room to create. It's not perfect, it's not magic, and I'm not gonna pretend that it's some high-end cinema solution. But for creators who want practical lighting, creative lighting, and a more polished look without making things overly complicated, this is a solid option. And honestly, that's probably what most people need. Not the most expensive light, or not even the most advanced light. Just a light kit that helps them make better content right now for a very good price. And that's my take on the GVM 800D RGB 2-light kit. I want to thank everybody who's taking the time out to watch this. If this video has resonated with you, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, leave a comment so we can connect, and share where you are in your journey. Would you consider buying these lights? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking at my camera monitor. I absolutely love the look of these lights. I love the quality of it, the look that it's giving me right now. You definitely have options to tap into your creative side with these GVM 800D RGB lights. So until the next time, this is Dre the Film Guy signing off. Peace.